Good afternoon and greetings from the Catoctin School of Music. This is the 2014 Winter Beginner Guitar Class, video follow-up number 4. We talked a lot about our note reading last night, so we're going to start this video with kind of a review on the notes that we have learned. And if you remember, I was talking about a little warm-up that I like to use with most of my students, where I just kind of go through and say and play the notes of the musical alphabet that we know. So let's start with the open B string. That's our lowest pitch note that we know. Okay. The next note after that is C. That's first fret with pointer finger. Our next note that we've learned is D. That's third fret with the ring finger. And of course, remember your thumb is behind the second fret in the middle of the back of the neck. Okay, after that D comes E, which is our open first string, that little E string. F, pointer finger on that first fret, and then ring finger down gets us up to G. So the notes that we know so far, there are 6 of them, are B, C, D, E, F, G. And of course, we don't only want to just practice going up, we want to practice going backwards too. So G, F, E, D, C, B. And you can get a lot of mileage out of this by trying 2 plucks per note, 4 plucks per note. Get some extra practice with your alternate picking. So I'm going to do 4 plucks per note. So we're looking at B, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, D, E, F, and always say it out loud while you're playing. G, that'll help it get it kind of branded into your mind. F, E, D, C, and then we're going to finish back on B where we started. And remember, no looking at your fingers. There's a lot of power in being able to play, feel and find these notes without looking at your left hand or without having to watch your right hand with it picking. Because once we really start to get into some more challenging music, more complicated and better sounding songs, you're really going to need to be able to keep your eyes on the music and not on your hands at all. Okay, so I'm going to pick up on page 13 for our video from our binder here and just play through some of these popular melodies that we talked about. There are of course all those exercises on the previous pages that I would still highly recommend practicing. But I'm going to go ahead and play through these melodies so you can hear them and well, you can try playing along at home if you want. Okay, so I'm on page 13. Here's All Through the Night. This is 4/4 time, which means there's 4 beats in each measure. I'll count in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D for 2. F, let it ring for 4 beats. D for 2. 2, 3, 4, then you're done. Alright. Remember, you also want to try to minimize the movement of your fingers in the left hand. So, for example, if you're playing an F, don't let your ring finger, fly way off of the neck. Try to keep it floating close by so that when a G comes or a D comes, you're ready to go. Okay, here's the next tune down, the Old Grey Goose. A 1, 2, ready, play. Okay. Alright, moving on to page 14 here. We've got everyone's favorite classic Ode to Joy. There is actually one note that we have not learned yet in this song. If you look at the 3rd line down, the very last note to the far right in that last measure, it sits on the 2nd line up. That of course, is the letter G, and on guitar, that's represented by the open G string, the third string up. So when you get to that note, remember you'll want to play that third string up, string G. Okay, here's Ode to Joy. 1, 2, ready, go. That G, last line. Okay, so this one also had some new rhythms in it for us. The very first new rhythm that we saw was a quarter note with a dot on it. A dot always means that you're going to take half of the original value of the note and add it on to the original value. We did see a dotted half note in practice last night, and that made a 2-beat note become a 3-beat note. So if a quarter note is only 1 beat anyways, and you add half of it to itself, you end up with 1.5 beats. And that's what gives it that cool kind of delayed sound. So I'm going to play that fourth measure on the top line. Okay, we call that syncopation, or playing on the offbeat. We'll talk more about that in classes coming up, but I'll play it one more time just so you can listen and try to copy it home. Of course, everyone knows this song fairly well, so it should be kind of easy to hear it. Then in the third line down, we had eighth notes. We've done some strumming on eighth notes with our chords, but remember, you can fit 2 eighth notes in the timing of 1 beat, so it's twice as fast. In fact, let's play that third line again. Here it comes. See, I could fit 2 notes in that 1 beat. Bum, 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 bum. 1, 1, 2, da, da. Okay, again, use your ear. These are songs that you have all heard many times. Alright, one more tune for today. I'll play Skip to My Lou. This also has eighth notes in it. We also have this funny little kind of lightning bolt symbol halfway through the song. That is just a quarter note rest. So when we get to that note, we want to silence the sound for 1 beat. Okay, here comes Skip to My Lou from the top. 1, 2, here we go. Third line, here I go. Rest. 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 For 2, and then you're done. Okay? So the easiest way to make that rest is just to put the pick back on the string. So if I'm plucking the little E string, and then I just place the pick right back down on it, it's going to silence it. So the timing of that is right when, like say you're tapping your foot along, boom, boom, you're going to touch the string right at the same time that your foot comes down. Okay, so right at the beginning of the beat, and it's going to be silenced for 1 beat. Okay, I'll play that third line one more time. Okay, so that's how your rests work. Alright, just one more minute here. We're going to talk about our chords because we we're looking at some root strums last night, which are super cool. I'm on page 19 now. Looking at number 3. Of course, these are all chords that we've been working on for a few weeks, so the shapes themselves are familiar. A lot of us are still trying to speed up our transitions between chords, but in the right hand we did add this new concept in last night, so I wanted to make sure I hit it in the video. And that root strum, remember, it means you're plucking just one string, and that's the top string, the string highest up. Whatever the first note of the chord is supposed to be, that's your root, and you're going to pluck that string individually and then go into your strumming. So for number 3, you start with that root, and that's of course the very top string for a G chord, and then you're going to strum another quarter note, another quarter note, and then a down up for your 8th notes. Here's that whole measure for the G chord. Root, okay? Now I'll add in the C add 9. Since the C add 9 starts from the 5th string, that 5th string now becomes our root. Okay, and then the same strumming pattern we just did. So let me play through that, and I'll just play the whole line one time through. Of course, if we speed this up, it sounds like the Beatles song, Love Me Do. Love, love me do, I know you'll be true. Okay, so try to get it perfect and slow to begin with, and then start to push yourself, speed it up, and just have fun with it. Okay, number 4 also uses those root strums. In fact, as you're looking through more of these popular chord progressions, you'll see those little R's popping up all over the place, and so now you know what to do when you see them. Okay, again, this has been my last lesson with you last night, and this will be my last video with you. The class will continue on exactly as planned. You'll have a new teacher in next week, and they will continue the video follow-ups. It's been a lot of fun playing and working with you all over the last month, and I wish you all the very best. Practice hard and have fun.